As another year draws to a close, we find ourselves reflecting on the events that have shaped our world, both big and small. And yet, some stories etched in sorrow and shrouded in mystery linger long after the headlines fade. For the families and survivors touched by these tragedies, the passage of time does little to heal the wounds left behind. Join us now as we revisit the crimes that gripped the nation, the cases that left us questioning, and the moments that defined 2023. The small town of Moscow, Idaho, once a picture of idyllic college life, remains cloaked in a somber pall. The brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, sent shockwaves through the nation, leaving a community grappling with grief and unanswered questions. As the wheels of justice slowly turn, the focus remains on the upcoming trial of Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of these heinous acts. The eyes of the world will be watching, hoping for a resolution that brings a measure of peace to the victims' families and a sense of closure to a community forever changed. For nearly 2 decades, the name Joran van der Sloot has been synonymous with suspicion and intrigue, forever linked to the disappearance of Natalie Holloway in Aruba. Now behind bars in Peru for another heinous crime, van der Sloot has confessed to a sinister role in the Holloway case. This stunning revelation, while offering a glimmer of hope for answers, also reopens old wounds and raises new questions about the investigation that has captivated the world for so long. What does this confession mean for the pursuit of justice in the Holloway case? And can it truly bring closure to a family that has endured years of unimaginable pain? The quiet town of Delphi, Indiana, forever marked by the shadow of an unsolved mystery. It's been 6 years since the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German, 2 young lives tragically cut short during a carefree afternoon hike. The investigation, a winding road with twists and turns, continues to captivate the nation. Police, relentless in their pursuit of justice, meticulously piece together clues, hoping to finally bring closure to a community that grieves. Could this be the year the case takes a dramatic turn? For over a decade, a chilling mystery haunted the shores of Long Island. The discovery of multiple bodies, shrouded in secrecy and speculation, became synonymous with the name Gilgo Beach. The victims, mostly young women, their stories untold, their killer elusive. Then, a break in the case, an arrest, a suspect apprehended, the promise of answers finally within reach. The alleged Gilgo Beach killer now faces justice, but the scars of a community forever haunted by the past remain. A legal dynasty in ruins, the once prominent lawyer Alex Murdaugh facing a jury, his fate hanging in the balance, accused of the unthinkable, the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul. The courtroom became a stage for a real-life Southern Gothic drama filled with intrigue, betrayal, and dark family secrets. The guilty verdict, a resounding declaration. Justice served, but at what cost? Yet, the legal saga continues, with more trials and accusations looming on the horizon. For decades, the mystery of the boy in the box haunted Philadelphia. A young life taken too soon, his identity a heartbreaking question mark. But in a remarkable turn of events, 2023 brought answers and a name. Using DNA technology, investigators were finally able to unlock the secrets of his past, giving a voice to a child silenced for far too long. The announcement sent ripples of shock and relief across the nation as the boy, once known only in whispers, could finally be mourned by name. While the investigation into his death continues, the identification marks a significant breakthrough in a case that has long captured the nation's attention. And then, there's Lori Vallow Daybell, a seemingly ordinary mother, now at the center of a case that chills the very soul. Accused of the unthinkable, the murders of her own children, Tylee and JJ. But this story, as they often do, takes us down a winding path of strange beliefs, doomsday prophecies, and a charismatic new husband, Chad Daybell. The prosecution paints a picture of a woman consumed by a dark ideology, her love for her children replaced by something far more sinister. The defense, however, will argue something else entirely, that Lori was a loving mother, manipulated by a husband with his own dangerous ideas. The trial, already underway, promises to be a spectacle of its own, a deep dive into the mind of a woman accused of unspeakable acts. From a story of alleged religious extremism to one that sadly has become all too familiar. A mass shooting in Maine, a small town forever scarred by an act of senseless violence. 7 lives cut short, their futures extinguished in a hail of gunfire. The details, as they so often are in these cases, are difficult to comprehend. A seemingly random act, leaving behind a community grappling with grief and searching for answers. It's a stark reminder of the pervasive nature of gun violence in our society, a reminder that even in the quietest corners of America, tragedy can strike without warning. As investigators piece together the events that led to this horrific act, the nation mourns with Maine, another community forever marked by the scourge of gun violence. As we revisit these stories, these stark reminders of the capacity for darkness that sometimes resides in the human heart, we must also remember the victims, their lives, their stories, forever altered by the events that unfolded. There is a glimmer of hope, a belief that by confronting these tragedies head-on, by seeking justice and understanding, we can create a safer tomorrow. But the journey is long, the challenges many. The fight for justice, for prevention, for a world where these stories become less frequent, continues.